Hello there guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another content. I hope you guys are doing well today. As you can see, this is my first ever match reaction video of the season. Obviously I didn't do that last week because I was busy, but this week I'm not that busy, so this is your first match reaction of the season. And yeah, what could have been a happy video turns out to be a heartbreaking and disappointing match reaction because we bottled the lead twice. We bottled it. And Anthony Taylor cost Chelsea yet again. Like, I don't know what's going on with him. And Mike Dean was the VAR. Like, that's make it worse. Like, I would have thought that since he got retirement, like, maybe he would just not be the ref and not, and just not do anything stupid. But he cost us. Him and Anthony Taylor cost us the game. Like, I'm disappointed and gutted. But I'm not only blaming the referee, I'm blaming for the players as well. Like the likes of Mount, Havertz, and maybe Sterling, maybe Jorginho, maybe Reece James. I'm blaming, but mostly is those three up top because they cost us. They let Tuchel the fans down in our first game of the season at Stamford Bridge. They let us down because if we could have easily beaten Tottenham, maybe 4-2 or 5-2, we could have done that. But I keep telling you guys every single time, once your team don't take your chances, the opposition will punish you. And that's what Tottenham did today. They punished us luckily, yeah? They were lucky to get a draw, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. But they punished us, like opposition always do. You don't take your chance, they will punish you. Like, when is Chelsea players ever going to learn about this? When are we ever going to play like City and Liverpool, where they always do one in the final third and they always destroy teams like Bournemouth, Manchester United, and all of that stuff? When are we ever going to do that? That's why you see we're way behind City and Liverpool right now when it comes to challenging for the title. We're way behind them. And it's going to take years and years and years before Chelsea can get back to at least challenge for the title or perhaps winning the Premier League. Because the last time we done this was 5 years ago. That was the last time. Like, when is Chelsea ever going to learn about this? I don't know. But before I get to my review, if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the subscribe button below if you are new. Smash a like if you enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit the bell notification so that you never miss any of my YouTube videos and my streaming as well. And make sure you share this video to everybody so that they can give their reaction to Chelsea's disappointing and heartbreaking draw against Tottenham Hotspur in a London derby. And it looks like the bad of the Brit strikes again. You know what I mean? Because it's the same thing happened 2 years ago. Tottenham were 2-0 up, then it went back to 2-2. Both managers were fighting, and it ended up in the same draw. Like, the bat of the Brit strikes again, like it happened 6 years ago. So, yeah, and Tuchel and Conte and Thomas Tuchel got both sent off at the full time because they've already got booked the first fight and then it got booked again. So we know that means that's the red card. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if these two will be the managers for the next game. I'm not sure about that, but I'm hopeful that these two can learn to calm down, and then these two will face each other in February. So we've got to accept that. But for me, yeah, I think Thomas Tuchel done the right thing for getting angry at Antonio Conte and the officials. I think he done the right thing. But I'll get to that in just a minute. But let me talk about my man of the match. It has to be Koulibaly. Because for me, yeah, that was an absolute great goal. Straight from a corner from Kukurea, who I thought looked really, really good today on his Premier League debut. His first start for Chelsea, especially at Stamford Bridge. I thought he looked really good when he took that corner. No Tottenham player was marking Koulibaly, then boom. He hits it really well and went straight in. Absolutely brilliant from Koulibaly. And then if you see Chelsea's second goal, he won the ball back and he was part of that goal. Because he won the ball back, he gave the ball to N'Golo Conte, then Conte fed the ball to Raheem Sterling, then Raheem Sterling fed the ball to Reece James, then boom, it was 2-1. So yeah, even though Raheem Sterling did not score, at least he got the assist, which we'll be happy about. But Koulibaly started by winning the ball back. So I think for me, yeah, Koulibaly is a really, really good replacement for Antonio Rudiger because I didn't want Antonio Rudiger to go. I didn't want to, but for me, I think we found a really good replacement. So Koulibaly was my man of the match. I thought Reece James, other than conceding, should have done better with the second goal. I think he looked really good. I thought on a white centre back, he scored the goal and he did really well defensively. So Reece James for me looks like a really good player for Chelsea. He could play well as the right wing back and the right centre back as well. So well done to Reece James. I thought Jorginho was good. Other than the mistake for Tottenham's first goal, I thought he looked really good then. So I think Jorginho was okay. He was good, but he wasn't that great because if he would have not made that mistake, I believe that we would have won that game. But other than that, I thought Jorginho was okay. I think Golo Kante was fantastic. I thought he looked really good. I thought Thiago Silva once again looked really good. I thought Ruben Loftus-Cheek was absolutely superb. Like defensively, he was good, and going forward, he was causing a threat. Yes, he had a few chances, but I thought he looked really good as the right wing back. And could we see Thomas Tuchel put in that position? I think so because I thought he looked really good. I didn't expect Thomas Tuchel put in as the right wing back, but he proved to me that he can do more in that position, like he did against Udinese. So well done to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I thought he looked really good. So yeah, Mendy, he had no fault of the goals. So for me, he did concede the goals, but he went at his fault. Other than that, he made some great save to deny Emerson Royale and to deny Son as well. So yeah, I thought Mendy looked really good. Other than conceding the goals which his fault, I thought he looked really good. So those players who I mentioned, I thought they looked really good. The only players I'm disappointed with is Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, and maybe Raheem Sterling. I thought Raheem Sterling was okay, but he wasn't that great because these three, maybe Reece James and Loftus-Cheek, had so many chances. And like I said before in this video, if we should have beaten Tottenham 4-2, 5-2. But the reason why we don't do it is because we haven't got a striker. We just keep on lacking goals. And we cannot always rely on wing backs or defenders to score goals and get Chelsea to win. We cannot lie that. We can only rely on one thing, and that's a striker. So if we can sign Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, I thought that would be really good because these two know each other, and Aubameyang scored 79 goals in 2 seasons under Thomas Tuchel. So if we can sign Aubameyang, then that would be good. And if Aubameyang came to Chelsea, I believe we would have won this game, and we would have beaten Tottenham 4-2 or something like that. So for me, yeah, from now until the end of the transfer window, let's sign Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang because yeah, he may not do well for Arsenal, but I know he can do well for Chelsea and Thomas Tuchel as well. So let's try and sign Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang from now until the transfer window ends because we need a proper striker. We cannot allow defenders, maybe midfields and wing backs to score. We need to allow a striker here who can score more than 20 goals because that's the aim of winning the title in the Premier League is for a striker to score more than 20 goals, if you know what I mean. So we need to fix that because we keep lacking goals and we don't do well in the final third. So that's what needs to be fixed. So for me, Mount was poor, Kai Havertz was poor, and Sterling was average. The same thing goes for Jorginho, maybe Reece James too. But I won't blame him a lot. Yeah, so those are the players. And Thomas Tuchel, I thought he totally outclassed Antonio Conte with the lineup. There was a few changes that got me shocked, but I thought yeah, that performance today was all on Tuchel. So well done to Tuchel. Sometimes I do have a go at him for not putting the best lineup. But today against Tottenham, we dominated them. We had more possession. We were the better side, and we should have beaten them. We really should have beaten them. So I know Thomas Tuchel will be frustrated, but he can be at least proud of the way we dominated Tottenham, especially with those new signings that came in for Tottenham. So at least he can be proud. So Thomas Tuchel got it absolutely right, and I'm so glad he celebrated that. And he did like Jose Mourinho did at Stamford Bridge, where Chelsea I think that was the time that Jose Mourinho celebrated where we beat Barcelona 5-4 in aggregate, something like that. I can't remember, but he did what like Jose Mourinho did. So big up to Thomas Tuchel, and yeah, so that's him. Now, before I quickly end this video, I need to talk about Anthony Taylor. Like, Anthony Taylor for me, yeah, has got to be the worst referee I've ever seen as a Chelsea fan. Every single time I seen him being the referee for Chelsea's games, I'm more worried about him than the opposition. I'm more worried about that. Every single time he comes to Chelsea, it looks like he doesn't want Chelsea to win. He wants either Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, Tottenham, Manchester United. He always want those teams to win because he's not a Chelsea fan. He's not. He does want Chelsea to win. He's not a Chelsea fan. But listen, yeah, it doesn't matter. Listen, as a referee, yeah, you're not supposed to be a fan of the opposition. Your job, yeah, is to make right decisions. Whether it's a foul, a penalty, a yellow card, or a red card. As a referee, you're supposed to be doing your job. But what did Anthony Taylor do? He didn't do his job. He didn't do his job. When I look at Tottenham's first goal, that was a definite foul on Kai Havertz. I'm not sure if all the I'm not sure. I'm like 50-50 on that one. But when I saw the replay, that was a definite foul. Yeah, Moero has fouled Kai Havertz. I don't know why. Yeah, either Anthony Taylor or Mike Dean the VAR didn't give that as a foul. For me, that goal should not be stood. And also, Richarlison is way offside. Way offside. So I don't know why the officials gave that as a goal. Because for me, yeah, that is an absolute disgrace and disgusting by VAR and Anthony Taylor for not disallowing that goal. That goal should not stood. It should not stood. So for me, yeah, that was the wrong and terrible decision by both Anthony Taylor and the VAR. That was the wrong decision. Toronto should never got that goal. Never. Then, when I look at the second goal, the last minute equalizer, yeah, the corner, the corner before we conceded the goal, if you look at the replay, either Moreau or Royale has pulled Mark Cucurella's hair. When you do that, that is a definite foul and it should have been a free kick to Chelsea. But what did they do? They allowed it to continue. They allowed Tottenham to get a corner and for Harry Kane to score that late equalizer. They're allowed to do that. Yeah? That was another gift from Anthony Taylor and the VAR as well. Like, why is it acceptable, yeah, to not give a foul on that one? Is it okay, yeah, for someone to pull hair from the player's head? Is it okay to do that? No, it's not. That is a violence and a bad habit, yeah? That is a bad habit of doing that. And that causes violence, which is wrong, and someone can get arrested. For me, yeah, Romero is so lucky to be on the pitch because that is definitely a red card. You can never, ever pull a person's hair like that. You can never. But what did they do? They allowed it to play on and allowed Romero to stay on the pitch. Like, why, man? Why? That goal again should not be stood. Harry Kane is so lucky here to get that goal. So lucky. We deserve to win that game because we were better than Tottenham. I say in the first couple of minutes of the first half, Tottenham played really good. But then after that, we absolutely dominated them and we should be winning. But the reason why we didn't do that is because we didn't put our chances away and Anthony Taylor gifted Tottenham 2 goals. That's how we didn't win the game. Yeah? Chelsea bottled it and Anthony Taylor ruined it. Simple as that. But Anthony Taylor, yeah, Anthony Taylor, I never ever want to see him being the referees for Chelsea ever again. FA, yeah, Football Association. If you're watching this right now, never ever allow Anthony Taylor to ref Chelsea games ever again. Because that would get me worried and he would never make the right decisions and he will always make Chelsea not to win every game. Whether it's a big game or maybe it's not the top 6 teams, he will ruin it. Just like he ruined today and like he ruins it every single time. He is an absolute disgrace and a terrible referee that should never ever officiate Chelsea's games every game. Whether it's a home or away, he should never do that because he's an absolute disgrace. Whereas for Mike Dean, he was terrible today, and I hope he doesn't be the VAR for Chelsea's games every game because I don't get Tottenham's goals. They were lucky to get a draw. They were lucky. They did nothing. Yeah, they didn't cause Chelsea any threat. They didn't do nothing. We were the better side and deserved to win. But like I said, the amount of chances that we had, it needs to be sorted. Anthony Taylor should never ever be the referee ever again. And if we can fix that, I believe we'll win every single game. Whether it's home and away, I believe we do that. But we need to fix this lack of goals issue, and Anthony Taylor needs to go, and Mike Dean needs to go as well. Because those two are absolutely disgrace. I feel sorry for Thomas Tuchel, and I'm glad he had to go at the bench and Tuchel Conte because the way he celebrated, especially the Chelsea bench, was absolutely disgusting. Like for me, yeah, I don't I think the red card was okay, but I'm glad Thomas Tuchel did that, and I'm glad he celebrated when we scored that second goal to make it 2-1. I'm glad he done that, so that he can show Antonio Conte that this what happens when you celebrate like this. I'm so well done to Thomas Tuchel. I'm so glad he's frustrated, especially at the officials and Antonio Conte and the bench. I'm so glad he does that because this was unacceptable. That result is unacceptable. We should have never ever dropped 3 points. Sorry, 2 points in this game. We should have got 3 points. Yeah, we should have done that. But the amount of chances that we had, and Anthony Taylor and Mike Dean will win the game, just shows you that things need to change. Anthony Taylor needs to go, and we need to sign a striker. Simple as that. But overall, a really good performance, but it ends in a draw. A disappointing and a heartbreaking draw since Harry Kane scored in the last minute. And the Battle of the Bridge strikes again, like it did 6 years ago. So, yeah, but as a Chelsea fan, there's positives and there's a bit of negatives. But I'm mostly positive with the performance because it was really, really good. As for Tottenham fans, you should be lucky that you got a draw. And you should be thanking the VAR and the ref. Because if it wasn't for them, you would never win the game. You would never win the game. So Spurs fans, it's good that you can celebrate. It's good that you got a draw against Chelsea, but consider yourselves lucky. Yeah, lucky to get a draw. That's all I've got to say. And if you think, yeah, that those two goals was the right decision, then you're smoking budge. You didn't watch the game. I did. From the first half and the second half, both Tottenham's goals, especially in the second half, was a foul. It was a foul. I watched the game. I don't need glasses. I can see perfectly clearly. So if Spurs fans think that those two fouls was the right decision, then you are wrong. You didn't watch the game and you are not a football fan. Yeah? You are not a football fan. Simple as that. But yes, guys, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Anthony Taylor should never be the way for Chelsea's games ever again? And do you think that we need a striker? Because those are the two things why we didn't win the game. But overall, a really good performance. I'm positive. We've got Leeds United next. Hopefully, we can bounce back and put in a much better performance and absolutely destroy them. And then we move on afterwards. But yeah, I'm really disappointed. But I'm still confident going into the Leeds game. Let's hope we can do better than this, and we'll see what happens, and hopefully get the 3 points at Ellen Ward. But that's the end of this match reaction, guys. So if you guys did enjoy it, make sure you hit the like button, and don't forget, if you're new, hit the subscribe button below. Smash the bell notification so that you never miss any of my YouTube videos, and make sure you share this video to everybody so that they can give their thoughts and opinions on Chelsea's 2-2 draw against Tottenham at Stamford Bridge in London derby. And yeah, and make sure you tune in on Tuesday, where I'm gonna reacting to my Premier predictions on game week 2, so make sure you don't miss that one. So thank you guys so much for watching. Look after yourselves, take care, and as always, up the Blues, and I'm disappointed. See you guys soon.